Welcome back, Caddy Corner, episode 85. I'm Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're back yet again with another episode of the podcast. This episode is, I don't really have a good title for it, but what it is effectively is, it is very similar to our audio-only show that we do every week called Caddy Corner After Hours, which is audio-only, like I just mentioned. So if you're a YouTube viewer or if you only watch the videos on Spotify or whatever, check this out too. And then if you like this, you'll like After Hours. We've done a lot of those, 60-something, 65, it's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Episodes of After Hours at this point. So it's kind of just like a little way for you to experience what After Hours is if you're a normal episode podcast viewer. So, yeah, I basically knocked the plug for After Hours out of the park with that one. Rate and review the show, like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Check out everything else we've ever made. Caleb, take it away.
All right. So I'm just going to go right into it, coming in swinging. Hard. Yeah. So my first question to you is just, what is your hottest take that, like, most people disagree with?
Oh, dude. That is such a tough question, I feel like, off the dome.
Yeah.
That's such a tough question, I feel like, off the dome. This is one of those. This is going to be one of those, I think, probably. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I think that, like, Chick-fil-A is kind of mid.
That is a hot take.
Like, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's, like, fine. There's just things that are, like, annoying about that, like, about Chick-fil-A for me. I think that the breakfast ends too soon. That's a pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I don't know, it's just kind of mid. When it comes to, like, it's also important, though, to consider that at least the Chick-fil-A's that are in our kind of immediate vicinity, they're just, in my opinion, surrounded by better options. So,
like better options, like what?
Okay, so Salisbury Chick-fil-A, for example, there's like a Jersey Mike's right there. That's a tough beat for me. Generally, down the road, there's like a Chipotle, which is a tough beat for me. I'm blanking on what else is there. But anyways, those are two examples that I think I would just rather have instead of a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Chipotle guy.
I love Chipotle.
I don't ever go.
That's one of my, like, if somebody asked me, like, what, if I could only eat, like, one thing ever, I would probably say Chipotle.
I mean, that would be a good answer.
I think so, too.
Because you can get so many different things.
Totally.
From there.
And it all can come in different shapes, which is an important thing to consider as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, meals can get boring real fast.
Totally.
Yeah, I always hate the question, like if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Yeah. I never have a good answer for that.
No, neither do I. Especially because what you want to say, you're definitely going to, like, die immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you want to say, like, chocolate cake, you're toast quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're toast quick. So, yeah, Chick-fil-A is a little overrated.
Yeah, I would say that Chick-fil-A, they're, like, known for their service.
Yeah.
But around here, that service is just not there anymore.
You don't think so?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, I totally would say that.
Like, you could tell at one point that it was better?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, whenever I was a kid and I would go to Chick-fil-A, I'd be like, man, these employees are very nice and they say my pleasure every time, But sometimes you can go to Chick-fil-A and say thank you, no my pleasures.
Sure.
And I'm like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just feel like I know working in food sucks, and I know working at all sucks, really, because I was there before.
Yep.
But there, you would never catch me, like, at my job. If I worked the drive-thru at a restaurant, you would never catch me like lollygagging around, like, head down, talking all sad whenever I'm taking somebody's order.
Yeah.
Like, you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You got to pretend like you're happy, because then me as the customer is like, man, that was some terrible service right there. Hopefully my food is good, and then it's like, it's Chick-fil-A, it's fast food. So, like, there's a 50% chance that it's not going to be good food. And so then you're like, man, my service was bad and the food wasn't that great either. Like, when am I coming back?
I bet you'll be back.
I mean, I definitely would be back.
Yeah.
But
That's the interesting thing to me is, like, I don't really care how nice they are to me at all. That's not even a selling point to me, really. I don't care that much about that.
yeah, but it's like if I want to go somewhere for crappy service, like I'm picking a different restaurant.
Yeah, I guess so. But, like, I just mean, like, the service of a restaurant means nothing to me, really.
Oh, yeah, it's a big thing for me.
I'm a mobile order guy. So that changes everything, too, though.
Yeah, I guess that does.
Yeah, because then all I have to do is tell them that I'm here for Austin. They don't really have any questions after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then in a situation like that, they're not going to really, generally speaking, there's not much conversation to be had there. So I just kind of like am on with it. you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah, the fast food industry is a weird place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even going to
Yeah.
get into that.
Well,
But
yeah, I guess so. It's a weird place. It's a
Yeah,
weird place. It's a
yeah.
weird place. Try your best, guys, but it sucks. It definitely sucks. All right. Guilty pleasure, dude. That's a hard question for me, but I have.
yeah, no, it's not for me. Ice
Okay.
cream.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's ice cream.
You can tear it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I've been that way ever as long as I can remember, because like my mom used to always say there's always room for ice cream.
Mm.
Like no matter how big of a meal you eat, like you can eat a bowl of ice cream.
And that stuck.
Yeah, and I mean I think that that's true.
Sure.
I feel like, well, no, I don't actually, but
In the
yeah,
spirit is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that is definitely my guilty pleasure. Whenever I'm wanting something sweet, it's ice cream for me. Or like popsicles. I'm a popsicle guy sometimes.
Yeah, when it's
the
hot outside.
cold, like sugary sweets
Sure.
is my thing.
Go. What's the best ice cream?
It was Food Line birthday cake ice cream,
Mm.
and then that got discontinued.
Oh.
And so,
Did you have like a funeral for it?
I mean, dude, I tell you, like this is crazy, but like me and Sydney, we would get it all the time. Every time we went to the store to get ice cream, that's what we were getting. We were getting Food Line birthday cake ice cream. It is goated.
Sure.
It's great. And then we go one time, like we finish our little container. We go to buy some more. None. And I'm like, all right, whatever. They don't have any today. We'll get a different flavor. Go back again. None. Go back again. None. And every time we'd go back, there would be less and less Food Line brand ice cream containers.
Ooh.
And now Food Line ice cream is discontinued altogether.
Uh-huh.
So like they don't even make any Food Line ice cream anymore. But it was one of those things where it was like, if I would have known that my last birthday cake, like Food Line birthday cake ice cream bowl
Right.
was the last one, if I knew that, then I would have like savored it and I probably would have never eaten it. But I just like, yeah, we just went for more and then it was never there again.
That is an interesting situation to be in.
Yeah.
No heads up either.
No heads up.
No heads up.
But I don't know. I like a strawberry cheesecake kind of like ice cream.
That's really
vibe.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or like cookies and cream is goated too.
Yeah. That's a safe bet. That's usually my bet. It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to completely screw that up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
I tell you what I'm not into though. I'm not into like the little like Ben and Jerry's cups of ice cream. I know like a lot of people dig those.
I don't
Not
think
a
I've
fan.
ever really had that before.
I mean, it's like $8 for like a
Yeah.
like a cup of ice cream.
Sure.
It's supposed to be like incredible, but it's just like not that good.
I've actually have been into a Ben and Jerry's one time in my whole life, and it was in Boone like recently, like a month ago. I didn't even get anything. Yeah, but I was like, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the best place that you ever traveled to?
I think everything is different for different reasons. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I think probably like Montana, Wyoming. That's just a crazy place. You know what I mean? Like to be in a place where like everything is so dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Like landscape wise.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the humans are very nice there. Exactly how you would expect the humans to be there. They're exactly that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the food is unreal because they have like real, actual, like cool animal game food. They're on a farm too, but like it's kind of gamey. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like a very interesting place. It's super interesting to think that we live in the same place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nationally, the same place, but it's completely different than here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every place that I've been to that's in the Western U.S. has had that same experience with. It's just like it doesn't even make any sense to me how like where we're from can be the same place as like Montana, Wyoming. How it can even be the United States of America. It really puts it in perspective. I feel like it's a crazy thing.
Yeah. So this is a two-parter. Where's next?
We're going to Hawaii in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be nuts. My family's been planning that completely out, and I'm not one of those. I just kind of pack my bag and I end up there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a plan guy, and so like if I was going to Hawaii solo style, there would be no plan. I would just kind of show up and figure it out from there. But that's next, so that'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So it's not like innately my vibe, like beachy vibes, but I mean Hawaii is Hawaii, so
Yeah.
I'm not like complaining. I'm just saying like that is not something that I would be like on the top of my priority list, but it's super cool that like I'm gonna get to go, and it'll change my perspective, I'm sure, on the way that works. I mean, here's the thing: beach vacations like that we know, they're lame in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not the vibes. You know what I mean? For me.
Yeah, I get it.
For me, at least.
I get it.
It's just not. I mean, we've just always done that. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a place where, like, the beach is an accessible middle of the summer when it's 150 degrees outside summer vacation trip. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I just don't like the summer either. I don't like when you go to the beach. So, yeah. But Hawaii will be cool.
Yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
It'll be cool. Unless it rains the whole time. That would suck. But
yeah.
So we'll be in good shape. What is the first app that you open in the morning? I think that's an interesting question.
Usually, yeah, I'm not really like a phone guy in the morning. But I mean, the first app that I open is Messages.
Sure.
Text the old girl good morning,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then after that, usually I'm not on my phone until like after I get all my stuff done, you know, that I need to get done. I don't know. I'm not a phone guy in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a lot of people. Like the first thing that they do is like social media, like in the morning. Yeah, I'm not that guy, unless I have like time.
Sure.
But I'm also not really
wake up early for time kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that at all. Most of the time it's like if I leave the house at 7:15, like I'm waking up at 6:50.
Oh.
You know.
Not much room for error.
I mean, no. But
yeah.
But why leave room for error?
I get it. If you can do it.
I do it.
Yeah.
I do it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's like weird. I never even thought about that.
Really?
But I'm not a phone guy in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Well, dude, waking up at 6:50, you don't have the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I know I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time it's like Messages, and then it's like
Yeah.
music in the car or whatever.
Right.
And then
Whoa, so like other than Messages, the first time that you would use your phone in the morning would be putting music on in the car?
oh yeah,
Whoa, that is a crazy situation. That's super interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm running real short on time because sometimes I'll like fall back asleep accidentally, and then it's like I'm not even open Messages in the morning.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just like ugh, I don't have time for that.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I totally do get that. Yeah, I don't think I could do that tight of a turnaround. That would freak me out, I feel like. Such little room for error.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends on where I'm going.
I
you know, if
understand.
I'm going to my job,
Yeah.
which is like if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, that's where I go in the morning, and I mean I'm 10 minutes away.
So it's no big deal.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if I have to be at work at 7:30, then if I leave my house at 7:15,
Chilling.
then I got plenty of time.
Mhm.
You know, and then if I get up at 6:50, I have like almost a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Which I think is plenty of time.
Yeah, it definitely is plenty of time. It's just an aggressive strategy, I feel like. I remember freshman year of college, I had a 9 a.m. class. I feel like that's the same as an 8 a.m. class if you like live on campus. Like, you know how everybody's like, don't take 8 a.m.s?
Yeah.
Like, I think, first of all, I think it would be crazy for students like us to take an 8 a.m. class. I think about that a lot. That's a crazy move. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't catch me doing that.
And that's what I mean. But even a 9 a.m. class was like kind of pushing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because something to consider, this is off track a little bit, but this is fun. Like, for us getting to school, there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot that can get in the way of that. And so, like the other day, I think it was Monday, I was going to school and I was driving through downtown China Grove, and all of the traffic lights and the road was blocked off in front of China Grove Middle School. You know what I mean? So then you have to go out of your way and back around. But that's minutes. You know what I mean? So the point is that 9 a.m. isn't even an aggressive time for like us to go to class, I feel like, because of how many just things can go wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we've both had our fair share of go out there to start the car and then something goes south. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That was like a thing for a while.
It was a running theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
And that's no fun at all.
No fun.
That's like my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
Is like worrying about, is my car gonna like start okay?
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah. I don't think I ever really worried about that. I was just like, It would just be like the worst when it did happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, mine like happened so often
Yeah.
whenever I was driving the old car
Yeah.
that it was definitely something that I thought about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
First world issues, but still.
Yeah, but it still sucks though. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because that's another thing too about like living where we live, especially in the U.S., but in the U.S. generally. It's like if you don't have a car, you're not doing anything.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it takes me 25 minutes to get to school. You know what I mean? And that's like where I spend, and then it takes me 25 minutes to get to work, ballpark. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not walking.
No.
You know what I mean? And there's not like ulterior motives of transportation. You know what I mean? Like tractor out here would
yeah.
take you a couple of weeks.
The city bus isn't coming out here.
No, nothing is. You know what I mean? There's no subway. You know what I mean? There's no tube. There's nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's nothing.
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 All right. So, yeah, podcast or music, but you can only have one.
I'm probably picking podcasts. Probably.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Right.
For me, I think the reason is, for me, driving long periods of time, like, is a relatively common thing for me. And so, I hate, like, for example, when I go to Boone, I hate listening to music in the car. I only listen to podcasts because it helps me keep the pace, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's kind of, it just helps me move along with the pace. Like whenever I'm listening to podcasts and I'm going to school even, it feels like I just appear there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it's all about for me, like in the car especially, because that's the only time I would ever listen to music really, is in the car. I never listen to music at home unless I'm like looking for music for a video. When I'm at home, I'm always listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos. So it's definitely podcasts for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
If you could only listen to one podcast, though, who is it?
It would have to be Joe Rogan.
It has to be.
Yeah. Number one, because it's so much of a catalog, right? But then also, it's a lot of posts and a lot of interestingness.
So interesting.
And I'm pretty into that. You know what I mean? And it also gives you a super huge variety of different kinds of shows. You know what I mean? You get some funny, you get some interesting, you get some goofy, you get some everything. So, yeah, and I think you'd be insane to pick anything else. I really do.
Yeah, I think you would be too.
I really do. My next question for you piggybacks pretty well off of this, which is, what is the music rotation as we speak currently?
Number one on my list right now is Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I love that guy. He's coming out with a new album like in a couple days, and I'm so stoked. Mm-hmm. It's been since 2015.
Oh, dude, that's mega long.
Since he came out with music.
It's like some Frank Ocean stuff.
Yeah. So, like, sometimes I think about Chris Stapleton, and I'm like, this man is not even a real guy. You know? You ever think about that? You know, it's like, it's like no way he's real.
What do you mean? Because he's so good at singing?
Well, that, and it's just like he's so secretive or whatever.
Sure. He's like a ghost, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, man, you just pop around whenever you want to.
Right.
You know, and then it's like every now and then he'll hop on somebody's song, and I'll be like,
right.
Is that real?
Right.
You know?
Right. Is this AI?
Yeah, is this a real song?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton is so good. And then let's see. I've been listening to a lot of Cameron Marlowe lately. I just went to his concert. And so that was in the rotation pre that. Zach Bryan always has a place.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. I got to be in a special mood for that though.
I understand that.
I have to
completely.
be, yeah. Me and Sydney were talking about that yesterday, and she was talking about how she has to be in like a mood where she can not be influenced very hardly, like by the music, because he talks about like being sad all the time,
And that's super interesting.
Yeah, and if she's like easily influenced that day, then she'll get sad, and I'm kind of like the same way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Or like if I'm feeling like a little sad, a little blue, like oh, I don't want to go to class today, I'll put on Zach Bryan in the car,
Right?
Because then it'll make me be like, oh, he's sad too, so this is like now we're vibing together,
Yeah.
yeah. So he always has a place. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much like all country music,
Yeah.
right now. Sometimes I like throw a little bit of like rock and roll in there, like whenever I'm at the gym or whatever. But even then, I'm listening to like country rock.
That's
or like
interesting.
Crunge music.
Sure. Yeah. That's interesting because I couldn't imagine like lifting to like country music. That's interesting.
Oh well, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to listen to.
I get it. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I try and vibe with other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just cannot do it.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it just feels so more real to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I can vibe with a rap song every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my speed.
I get it.
Like every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta be in a special mood for that.
Yeah.
Like I gotta be feeling real nice and
right. Like you want to run through a brick wall or something.
Yeah, like real pumped up.
Yeah.
Because I just cannot relate to that at all.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, pretty much every country song I can relate to.
Sure. Yeah.
But you throw a rap song on, and I'm literally just listening to the beat.
Yeah.
That's it. Because
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Did you see Chris Stapleton on the GQ thing where it's like your essentials? He just did one of those. Have you ever seen that show?
Mm-mm.
Really, it's like they get like these famous people before they do things. So like he's coming out with his album, so he does the media tour, and he goes on like GQ. I haven't watched the full video, but I've seen the clips with his guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
So that'd be worth seeing if you're into that sort of thing. There's a lot of really interesting ones, from a lot of different like, I don't know, celebrities. I guess it's really interesting stuff. Yeah, music is a crazy thing.
Yeah, I mean it totally influences where I'm at, like in the world right then. Yeah, like what I'm listening to has such a big impact on like the way that I think about like the day. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting how that can even be the case. I think that the reason too why like sad songs do so well is because that's such a like visceral emotion to like feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're sad.
Right.
Like you're like consciously aware of it. You don't really know when you're happy. Do you know what I mean? You're not thinking about it in the same way.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why I think sad songs I always call Zach Bryan sad cowboy music. And that's what I think it is. I think it's sick, but it's sad cowboy music.
Yeah.
But those kinds of feelings I feel like stick out the most to human beings. Do you know what I mean? Same way, it's the same thing. I think it was like screamo. Those are some angry dudes. You know what I mean? But you know when you're angry, and that's how you feel whenever you're angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess. I can't say I'm bumping screamo much, but
yeah. I mean, I'm not ever, but I do. I know where they're coming from.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know where they're coming from.
Totally,
for sure. So throughout your career so far, as a creator,
sure.
What has been the most memorable moment so far?
That is a fun question. I don't know. I don't even know if that exists necessarily, because I feel like everything that I have done career-wise, right? I just think it's all based off of consistency and just trying things and letting it like experiment. But like honestly though, like the most like excited I get whenever I'm making something is whenever I figure out an edit. That's when I'm the most gassed.
Yeah.
It is when I'm the most gassed. Like whenever I figure out like the way that something should go or whatever kind of music goes here, that's whenever I'm like the most excited in my whole life, I think, probably.
Yeah. That
is the best feeling to me. But everything that I've ever like it's every time I've ever traveled, I've like made a cool project off of the back of that. And so that is fun, but that's also fun because I'm traveling, right? So, but strictly based off of things that I enjoy from like being a creator or like a creative person or somebody who works on stuff. When you figure out an edit, dude, it's like you just cured cancer. That's how I feel. It is the craziest feeling. Do you ever have that?
Yeah,
dude. It's nuts. Like, whenever you crack the code, it is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll just be sitting there staring at your timeline, not even doing anything. You're just looking at it. And then you figure it out, and you're like, I just nailed it. You know what I mean? That's the best feeling, I think.
Yeah, it
to
is.
me.
It really is.
Is the best. It's the best. And I hope, like, what I really hope for, like, other people on Earth is that they can get the same or a similar feeling from whatever it is that they like to do. I really do. Because the way that I feel whenever I get that figure out an edit, or just have some kind of, like, breakthrough, like, creative breakthrough, it's the best. It's the best. And I hope that whatever career you do, you get that same feeling, because there's nothing better, honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. What is something that you purchase that you don't cheap out on? Like something that you use so much, or something that you need. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like all of my, like, grooming products are nice and expensive.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm into that. I'm into that kind of thing.
I think it's important.
Call me a chick,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm into the expensive grooming products. Like a nice shampoo, like a nice body wash, nice beard balm, beard oil, stuff like that. I mean, it just makes you feel like a different guy. Nice cologne. I'm into that too. Another thing that is not that I usually don't cheap out on is sunglasses. I don't know why I'm into that. I've always been kind of, but definitely less of that now, because I've had a couple pairs, like, break, and so then that made me sad. Like some unfortunate situations, like they were on the couch and, like, 2 of them got sat on.
Oh,
you know,
those
like,
are unfortunate situations.
Yeah, like, totally my fault, because it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why would I put those on the couch? But then it's like also totally somebody else's fault, and you know who you are. Because you sat on them twice.
Twice.
Yeah, same person 2 times. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she replaced them. So
Twice.
only one time. The second pair she didn't replace.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not really big into the whole expensive sunglasses thing anymore. I still rock the ones that I have.
Yeah.
That are in one piece.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, like, shoes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I get that too.
Because like foot gel is no fun, you know.
No.
But it's like, if you're gonna be in foot gel, you might as well make it, like, fun.
Sure.
Or at least comfortable. You know.
Or like swaggy.
Yeah, swaggy too. But then, like, again, I have no shoe game either. So I'm talking about like boots are usually my thing.
Yeah.
I have some nice boots that I like to wear.
What does that mean? Like, whenever you say nice boots, I've always wondered this.
Well, okay. So I have like work boots.
Sure.
You know, like a couple pairs, and those are the ones that like you get muddy and they get tore up, all this stuff.
But is there like a
and then
is there a step in quality that
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like last year for Christmas, I got my first pair of, like, nice boots, you know, and they were like $450, you know, ostrich skin. They're incredible. But yeah, so like these, like, you don't wear them to work.
Of
and
course.
then it's like you don't wear them in the grass, you know.
Whoa.
I mean, you can. That was like, yeah.
But I understand what you mean. Like, you're not going like hiking.
Yeah, no.
I got you.
Yeah, like you're wearing these, like, out. You
Yeah.
know, like these are your church shoes.
Gotcha.
You know, like these are fancy. Like you don't want to mess these up at all. And so but boots is one of those things that you cannot cheap out on. So if you're into that ever, I don't know if you'd be into getting boots, but
I don't. I've always wondered about, like, Western. That's what you're referring to, is like the Western boot.
Yeah,
Like,
like a cowboy boot.
right. And so I've always wondered, like, what is, like, the difference? Because, like, you see construction guys, me, the untrained eye, from range, and I'm like, these dudes are wearing, like, cowboy boots to work.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so they make work boots that look like cowboy boots.
I get it.
But they also make cowboy boots that are, like, legit.
That are swaggy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but also, like, the crazy thing too is, if you ever, like, go to, like, a rodeo or anything, then the dudes who are, like, riding bulls, their outfits are expensive. like they're wearing like the cowboy shirts
Sure.
and the nice jeans and the nice boots. Like they're wearing it all.
Mm-hmm.
For I don't know why.
That's just the standard, I guess. It's
That's
something
just
with golf apparel.
Yeah, it's the same thing, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, I mean, they could have $100 worth of shirt on, and then get on a bull.
Right.
You know, it's just crazy.
What is what is comfort looking like in a cowboy boot?
What you mean?
Like-
Like how comfortable is it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, super.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that either.
Oh, but you just got to put your foot in one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not as comfortable as like a work boot, you know.
Really?
Or like a tactile boot.
That
I mean,
surprises me so much. Again,
well, you're in a work boot way longer.
I get
like
that.
you're in a work boot for 8 hours in the day, and then you go home and you get ready for dinner and you put your nice boot on for a couple hours, and then
Sure.
like that's that.
I understand.
I mean, you don't want to go like standing around for like you wouldn't take your nice boots to like Disney World or like Carowinds.
Yeah.
You know.
I would imagine you get sweaty.
Yeah.
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 Probably wouldn't be too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't cheap out on that.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things that
Yeah.
I don't cheap out on.
Yeah.
But
I think grooming products is an important one.
yeah.
I think that has been like, I mean, that's just like, you just shouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody gets the Old Spice armpit burns. That's like an easily avoidable thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after the 5th year straight of having crispy armpits, you could just make an adjustment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a scary thing though.
Isn't it?
Yeah. That's a scary thing trying
freaks
new
me-
stuff.
but it also is a scary thing to get chemical burns on your pits.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I do know.
So, yeah, that is super the worst. Yeah, and that's the reason, like, you have to get, like, stuff that's, like, real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is my last question for you.
Cool.
What does the dream look like for you in the future, but like right now?
Like, what am I doing right now to achieve the dream? Is that what you mean?
Well, no. I'm just saying, like,
What do I think?
Yeah, where you sit right now. What is the dream?
Yeah,
for you?
sure. I just want to make videos for the rest of my life. It's pretty much been the dream since I was like a kid. And I mean, I think that there's like a lot of different ways to do that. And I think that we have always seen, and I still see it this way mostly, is like a video is just a tool to communicate information. That is the way that I've always thought about it. But I'm not like opposed to the idea of, making different kinds of things and experimenting. And so just figuring out what that means. But it's also just like, I really want to be the guy with the camera. That's what I love to do. That's what I like to be. Like, I think photography is interesting, and it's not something that I've explored in the way that I could and would like to. And so I just want to keep trying stuff. I love doing this. I love doing the podcast. I like talking to people. I like, you know what I mean? So it's just I think the matter of like figuring out the way to make it like what I do every day. And it already is what I do every day, but like even more so. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that like at this point, like where we are in our like lives, where it's like we are sort of through college, but not really, and just whatever the case may be. Like there are distractions like in the way of just spending, 40 hours a week working on videos, right? So
Yeah.
which is fine, but it's just a matter of like figuring out how to get better and better and better and better. And that's kind of like where I am right now. It's just figuring out how to get better, but also like just because of like the way that we come at it, the angle that we come at making videos from, and like our history, it's like I have to self-motivatingly figure out how to get better at making videos and what it means to get better at making videos. That's the hard question that I struggle with a lot is what the heck do I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think about that a lot. But that's always been the dream. Just figure out how to make videos for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's literally the same question that I had for you. Different words, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. I mean that's exactly right. Yeah, it's so weird that we live in a world right now where like what we love to do can make us money,
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me at all, like why it works. But I tend to not ask that question too much because I don't need to know why it works or how it happened.
It's just a bad rabbit hole to get into.
Yeah, I just need to know that it did and that I need to take advantage of that. And so, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I'm like living the dream right now, which
yeah,
is
totally.
Which is so
Yeah.
It's so crazy, and I feel so lucky every time that I get to like talk about it. But it's just like exactly what I want to do is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, uh, you just got to turn like this into dollar signs, and it's like I know that that's possible because I've done it.
Yeah.
You know, and so that is like that's like
the dream.
yeah, that's like the I've made it
Yeah.
already
Totally.
type thing.
Yeah.
Like another thing that I want to like get into and start working more in is music. I love playing guitar, and so just getting like opportunities to like play bars and stuff like that is coming down the pipeline, which is super sick. Because that's one of the things that whenever I was a kid, like 5 years old with my first guitar, like didn't know a lick of nothing. I never would have thought that would be like I would be that guy. You know, I always looked at those guys and I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. You know, and now that's me. And so like with that, what I want to do is I want to like let people understand that wherever you are in like your journey, like you can be that guy.
Yeah, totally.
You know, just with like a little bit of effort, you know, because like I've been playing guitar for a long time, you know, and I put a lot of hours into it, a lot of money, all the stuff that you have to do to like do it, you know. Same thing with making videos. Like I spent a lot of money on that too. And all the stuff, but like all it takes is consistency and like work and practice and all the stuff, and then like eventually you'll get there. And so that's like, I mean, yeah, this is the dream right here.
Yeah, yeah. We live in the world. We live in a world and in a time in human history where you can turn anything into a business, and yeah, exactly like you said. Like I think about that a lot, and it just means you have to take advantage of that and figure out how to make it work. And I'll bet on myself for that. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I always figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Caddy Corner episode 85, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is sort of like what After Hours is like. A little bit more structured than After Hours, but still, it's the same kind of vibe. So, yeah, if you like this episode, check out everything else we've ever done. We make good stuff every Friday. Normally, knowledge bombs. Not that this wasn't. You know, it's got its times, but it's also like a little trolly. But check out the rest of the main show, Caddy Corner audio and video. And then we do Caddy Corner After Hours every Wednesday, audio only, like I said. I'm Austin. He's Caleb. We'll see you.